Hi folks, FloridaMan here. I am posting an after-action report that I did for a game I played a few years ago, which I had written out, and now it becomes a video. I played as Turkey in this game, which was titled, "Is This a Dagger I See Before Me?" I played on Play Diplomacy, but I've used the sandbox from Backstabber to reconstruct the game using the move records from the actual game. For the majority of this game, I should note, I felt that I made little progress, yet what little I did make was inexorable. And then at the end, I seized a potentially grand opportunity through a stab on a solid ally who I felt had exposed his back a little too much. Maybe if I played this game today, I would play it a little bit differently. Not sure. Spring 1901. As is my custom, I make contact with all players. I propose alliances with Austria and Russia, and I make plans with Russia to craft a well-disguised alliance that will fool Austria into thinking that I'm friends with him. Russia suggests a maneuver he calls the Ship of the Desert, which at the time I wasn't familiar with, in which I move to Armenia to attack in quotes, Sevastopol, and he moves to Khan to attack me. I agree to this, though I initially have some reservations, mainly due to my policy of trusting nobody. Italy is sort of on his own program, doing his own thing outside my sphere. The benefit of Turkey, as well as the curse, is the isolation. I keep working with Russia and Austria, communicating with both. In fall, it looks like this, with Austria letting me into Greece. On the bright side, this situation enables me to feed both Russia and Austria bits of information about each other's moves, while claiming to various people that I'm allied to each of them. I believe both Austria and Russia believe me, and I managed to convince both Austria and Russia to each repeatedly move in ways that are compatible with the other's plans. I want to carry this ruse out until I gain as much size and power as possible. I build 2 fleets, rather insensitively to Italian fears, and justifiably I freak Italy out. But spring 1902 is the moment Russia and I choose to stop pretending we're not allied, and I finally choose his side over Austria's definitively, which is good for multiple reasons. Austria is being shady in his communications, he's persuaded Germany to intervene against Russia, and he's chosen to work with Italy against me, I believe, which makes my unexpected move to Serbia at the same time he attempted to surprise me with his own attack all the sweeter. Throughout the battle in the south, I should note that I've observed England being bullied by France and Germany, and I extend my sympathies, though I can't help but notice Russia is also taking advantage. I ask Russia about maybe laying off, and he basically says, "England must be destroyed." So I shut up about that. Austria and Russia begin working together against me, in theory, with participation from Italy. I say in theory because Russia clears all the moves with me first. Still, this reduces me to home centers plus Bulgaria, a development I'm not exactly happy with. But in spring 1903, Russia stabs Austria and Italy with my help, and the destruction is a thing of beauty. Because he has essentially saved me from sure destruction at this point, in no small part due to being willing to pass up what must have looked like a potentially winning alliance with Austria, Russia wins my undying loyalty from this point forward, which is good for him as things promptly head south for his forces. The Austro-German invasion, coupled with English refugees taking St. Pete, ultimately leaves him with a single center which I help him defend. Eventually, I think I also turned Italy on Austria, producing this map. Around this point, Germany is clearly the most powerful country, yet Russia and I assume a long-term, highly defensible position, and Germany's main ally is reduced to 2 centers, becoming a minor hindrance. Things go back and forth in the turbulent Balkans for a while, and in the meantime, presumably since his forces and Austria's cannot force a conclusive victory against Russia and myself, Germany sets about eliminating France and England. Then Italy and I team up. Once a replacement player for him takes over for a while, and I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. We may restore Russia to his former glory and defeat Germany. Unfortunately, Russia, who I would have gone with to the ends of the earth at this point, given what he has endured, doesn't like my defensive posture. He wants to fight and win back his land ASAP, against my better judgment. This gets him killed. I forge my new alliance with Italy more strongly, and we decide to go for a 2-player draw. Unfortunately for Italy, although I am initially highly committed, almost as much as I was to Russia, he gradually opens himself more and more to a Turkish invasion, extending his forces outward almost completely. At a moment when he wants to try a particularly innovative maneuver that required him to extend himself fully, after already having allowed me to occupy Tunisia and the Ionian, he places his neck in the wolf's jaw, and I snap it shut. Ultimately, I'm a little nervous about German and English teamwork, but I still believe I can at least approach a solo. Absorbing the other two Italian centers would get me to 15, after all. But England strongly hints at the idea that they will launch a strongly coordinated and united attack against me. Germany is already in the Med, and the failure of my earlier efforts to retake Russia still haunt me a bit. I succumb to the draw, figuring I can still fight if it's not accepted, and that France has no reason to accept it. But I'm a little surprised when France agrees as well. Nevertheless, a draw is a draw, and I feel like this one felt more like a win than many of them do. I hope you've enjoyed this after-action report, and please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and maybe share. Till next time, FloridaMan out.